Hello, greetings. I hope everybody is doing well as they can be during this time. Um, I just want to come and talk about some of the things I've been facing and also some of the ways I've been dealing with what I'm facing. Um, for me, one of the most challenging things that has been for me is being able to adjust to my environment, to being having the opportunity to separate and have a change in environment, and losing that and having limitations on that has been very hard for me, where I'm spending most of my time at home and everything is happening here, right? So working my 9 to 5, trying to find time to work for my business and be creative and grow it, and all these different things, everything's happening here, and that's been really hard because I know for me, it's what's been helpful is being able to have that change in environment, being able to have that shift. Like, okay, here's where I do my 9 to 5. I leave that outside of the home, and now it's here, or here's where I can work on my business, where I can go to a cafe, and now I can't do that. Now that's here. And so being able to recognize that, that's been challenging, and just finding ways to still be grounded and practice self-care is just has looked a little different for me. And so I wanted to just acknowledge that, and I wonder, what's been most challenging for you. And I want to share some of the ways that I've been working through this challenge, and just different things I've been trying to do to really just get my brain to believe that there's been a shift in environment, and that just to take care of myself, really. So one of the things that I have always done or been doing for a very long time is having a morning routine of self-care. So that's, at the top of the day, being able to ground yourself before you roll out of bed or before you grab your phone, just being able to, do whatever your spiritual routine is, whatever your time is with your creator. For me, I like to, write down what I'm grateful for, prayer, meditation, stretching, and yoga, setting intentions for the day. So that has been going well. But what I find is once I start working and, I'm looking at computer screens all day and in all of these different Zoom meetings, and it's been overwhelming, and not being able to leave my home. And so I've been trying to find what are some other ways to stay grounded throughout the day. And so definitely taking breaks to stretch, get up, walk around. One thing that is very interesting, I just came from taking a walking meditation around my neighborhood, which I recommend if it's safe for you to do, because sometimes, we don't live in areas where it's safe enough to walk around. But it's so funny that I've been living here for probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, and I've never just really walked around the neighborhood. And so I just finished a 30-minute walk. I went out, took my music with me, and just I walked, and I was quiet, and I was present. I was present to all of the plants and nature, and the flowers and the herbs, and just the scenery of nature. And I just took that in, and just went within, and it just felt really good as a transition, as a shift for me to coming from doing my 9 to 5 all day. So that's something I recommend if you're able to do that. And then on some days, I just literally get in my car. And I just drive. I don't always get out the car. I may just take a drive, like, let me just take a drive and turn on my music and just get my vibe to a place. That gives me that space to shift the environment. And because that's what I'm realizing is really important for me. Like, I know how to be alone. I know how to be in my own aura, but I also need that change in environment. I need that. So I'm just sharing ways to that I've been staying grounded and practicing self-care in light of what's going on with this current pandemic. And so I would love to know, like, what are you all doing to take care of yourself? Like, how's your self-care changed or shifted, or is it the same? And what else have I been doing? Just making sure that when I am home, I create safe and like sacred spaces at home, right? So maybe that means shifting things, like, first of all, letting go of stuff, but setting up certain areas in your place to make it feel like it's something different. Like for me, when I'm working on my 9 to 5, I have like a certain desk area. I have a certain tablecloth that I put out. Like I have a whole little thing that says this is work mode, right? For my 9 to 5 job. And then when it's time for me to work on my own business or work on something else, I put that table up, put it away. I may just get out, lay down on the ground and get grounded. Literally just lay on the floor for about 15 minutes, because I need that transition space. I need that slow time, that flow time, and it's been really helpful. And so yeah, I mean, it may be just finding little things like that to really shift your mindset around believing that it's time to focus on something else, or literally just focus on nothing, right? So yeah, trying to see, I have my little notes here that I wrote down. Just wanted to share this. I thought it would be helpful. So I know I haven't been on here in a while, and part of it's because I've been foggy. It's just been a lot going on, and I just had to like withdraw from I didn't have the energy to really just come on and share and be in a space of fullness, So I felt inspired, so I definitely wanted to come and share that now. So yeah, so when you like set the tone for your space to really give yourself the opportunity to replenish and just get still and get grounded, then you have the energy to give. You have the energy to devote to the other things in your life. So it's just important that we take time to really pause and replenish ourselves in whatever way that may look for you. And these are just simple but really powerful tools and tips that have been working for me. And I just wanted to definitely share that. And sometimes it might just be, you know what? I'm gonna turn on this song that gets me in a certain vibe. I'm going to listen to this playlist or this music and just dance. Right? So I've been finding myself dancing, clearing out my living room and listening to my favorite music and moving and dancing, because that brings me joy. I'm not a dancer who dances professionally or will dance out in the world, but I'll dance alone. I dance at home. So yeah, what are some of the things you all are doing to practice self-care and to stay grounded during these times? I would love it if you would leave a comment and let me know. I just wanted to share those tips because I know it can be very challenging, especially for those who are juggling just different things in life. You may have a lot of demands from your job, or from your family, or maybe it's that business project that is waiting for you to pick up, to give life to leap into, and it's been hard to do it because of all of the things that's happening. And so I just want to remind you that it's okay, and it's okay to be gentle with yourself. It's okay to acknowledge that we're in a pandemic. So the normal that we used to have is definitely, we're not going back to that. And maybe, it's time to create a new normal. So what is it that we want to see beyond what's in front of us? And so it's just okay to acknowledge that we are working through something we have never had to live through before. And so just be gentle with yourselves in the process. Don't feel bad about not having time or energy to do that thing that you normally would do or want to do. It's more important that you replenish and take care of yourself in whatever way that looks for you. So that's really all I wanted to share. I felt really inspired to just share some of those grounding tips and tools that I've been using. And I also wanted to share that I am very passionate about supporting women in practicing self-care and also leaping into their greatness. And so I am, if you are interested in being supported in that process, I would love to offer you a complimentary power session where we can set intentions around your self-care goals and also kind of work through some of the challenges that may come up. And I would love to support you in that process. And if you're interested, feel free to leave a comment, or you can inbox me. I may go back later and put a link to where you can sign up. But for now, I just want to see if there's any interest in that. Because I think a lot of times we may have like a practice or something we know that we know we're supposed to do or we want to do, but we don't necessarily have someone there to support us in that process. We don't have that accountability. We don't have someone who's going to encourage you, someone who's going to coach you, someone who's going to really support you in your growth. And so if you're interested, let me know. Other than that, I hope that you all are finding ways to still practice self-care and to really find ways to be grounded and really just pause and replenish yourself and renew yourselves. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening and day. Peace, love, and light.